Good morning and welcome to another edition of From 6 Feet Away. Pastor Michael here. Just really want to encourage you this morning to be thinking about your friendship with God. Namely, your friendship with Jesus. Is Jesus your friend? When the world is pumping out so much information, we lose our thoughts, we lose our train of thoughts, we sidetrack, we deviate from Jesus is our friend. Our heads are being bombarded right now with information. We rage our opinions and we generally place our trust in things that are outside of Jesus. But I want to tell you today, Jesus is your friend. In the book of James, it tells us in the second chapter that Abraham believed in God, it was counted as righteousness, and he was called a friend of God. Think about that. Some of you know the story of Abraham, how he was called to do an impossible task, something so absurd that it takes out all rationale and any kind of thoughts. And Abraham was considered a friend of God. God called him his friend. Why? Because he believed and trusted in God. He didn't listen to the circumstances or the situations of the things that were present in his life, the things that he could taste, feel, touch, and smell. He believed God by faith and walked out in that. Are you a friend of God's? A friend is somebody who stands by your side through the midst of trial and conflict. A friend is somebody who rejoices with you and celebrates with you. A friend is somebody you can call in the middle of the night when you just need somebody to listen to. A friend won't let you just say anything or do anything. They'll call you on your stuff. A friend will talk you off of the cliff. A friend will give you advice. A friend will rebuke you when they know it's in your best interest. A friend will empathize with you. A friend will lay down his life for you. That's how Jesus is described. A friendship takes investment. Think about this. Jesus is described as somebody who lays down his life for you. Friendship is something that takes an investment. It takes your time. We can't have huge circles of friends or they just become our acquaintances. Because friendship takes really knowing somebody and walking alongside of somebody. And I want to present you with this challenge. Who are you spending your time with right now? Is Jesus your real friend? Or is it the media who is pumping out all this conflicting interest? Mostly telling you their narrative, what they want you to believe. And I'm not here to go on a rant on who's wrong or who's right. But I want to ask you, who is your real friend? In the book of James, in the 4th chapter, it reads like this. You adulterous people. Adulterous is somebody who's having an affair with somebody other than their spouse. Namely, we are God's spouse. We are supposed to be married to God. And in this word, he's calling us adulterous people because we're giving our friendship to another. It says, you adulterous people, do you not know that friendship with the world is enmity with God? Therefore, whoever wishes to be a friend with the world makes himself an enemy of God. Don't be an enemy of God. Continue on with what does it mean that God called you his friend during this time. In John chapter 15, starting at the 12th verse, this is my commandment that you love one another as I have loved you. Greater love knows none than this, than he who lays down his life for his friend. You are my friends if you do what I command you. No longer do I call you servant, for a servant doesn't know what his master is doing. But I have called you friend, for all that you've heard from my Father, I have made known to you. He actually says, for all that I have heard from my Father. But we live in this time right now where God's word is accessible to us. And we can put our faith and our trust in him, not with all the things that are bombarding our minds and our thoughts. And I'm not saying that we don't watch the news for information. We don't see what the weather is going to be like today. We don't hear the statistics of COVID-19, especially in our own backyards, and what is going on and how we can pray. But what I'm suggesting is that we don't put our faith and our hope and our trust in these things. We walk with our friend. We walk with our friend Jesus, who will be with us during these trying times. May God bless you richly as you draw closer to Him. Who are you investing your time with? Is it with social media? Is it with the news? Or is it with your friend Jesus? May God bless you and have a wonderful day. I love you.